Welcome back friends to the LFX online tutorial. My name is Master Japhet and today we'll be treating Animalia, that is animal. What are animals? Well, we say animals are organisms that fall under the kingdom Animalia, and they have multicellular eukaryotes and they are heterotrophic, meaning they rely on other organisms for their food. Animals are motile, that is that they can move. We'll talk about the classification of animals. Animals are generally classified into two categories, which is the invertebrates, and secondly we have the vertebrates. So today we will expatiate on the invertebrates and the vertebrates. So let's start with the invertebrates. What are invertebrates? Invertebrates are animals that do not have a backbone. They make up over 95% of all the animal species that we have. There are subgroups of the invertebrates, and these subgroups, if you want to discuss about it, we'll go to the phylum. Remember, in the organization of life, we have the kingdom, then phylum. So let's talk about the phylums under invertebrates. The first phylum we're talking about is the porifera. So they are generally regarded as the sponges. One of the characteristics of this phylum is that they are one of the simplest animals. They lack tissue and they lack organs. Their body is porous, so it easily permits water movement. Examples of these animals that fall under these categories, we have the spongilla. Spongilla is also known as the freshwater sponges. One of the importance of the poriferas is they help to keep the water clean. So a question could come this way: which of the following is a characteristics of the porifera? These are the following that we were given. Which of the following is a characteristics of the porifera? They say A, presence of backbone, B, porous body, C, segmented body, D, jointed appendages. Which is a characteristics of porifera? We said it now. It is the porous body. We earlier said that their body are porous as a canal for passage of water. We'll talk about all these characteristics. Presence of backbone. Presence of backbone has to do with vertebrate animal. Segmented body, the arthropod. Jointed and appendages, arthropod. So let's talk about another phylum under the invertebrates. Another phylum we're talking about under the invertebrate animal is the cnidarians, majorly called the coelenterata. One of those characteristics that they possess is that they have radial symmetry and their body contains stink cells. Organisms under the cnidarians are the jellyfish, hydra, coral fish, and their habitat is the marine water or fresh water. A question could come this way from this. The question says the stinging cells in the cnidarians are known as A, we have cnidoblast, B, we have flagella, C, we have tentacles, D, we have nematocytes. The stinging cells in cnidarians is called the nematocytes. Correct answer. Another phylum we'll be talking about under the invertebrate animal are the platyhelminthes. Characteristics of these platyhelminthes. Firstly, the platyhelminthes are generally known as the flatworms. Characteristics of the platyhelminthes is that one, they are flat and they have ribbon-like structure. 2, most of them are parasitic. Example, tapeworm. Most of them are parasitic, and they have bilateral symmetry. That is, their body is divided into 2 equal parts. Examples of these platyhelminthes, we have the liver fluke, tapeworm, etc., etc. A question could come this way. The question says, which of the following is an example of flatworm? Which of the following is an example of flatworm? Remember, I said another name for flatworm is the platyhelminthes. So which of the following is an example of flatworm? They said A, earthworm, B, tapeworm, C, jellyfish, D, snail. Correct. Your answer is what? Tapeworm. Just said it now. Let's go to other phylums under the invertebrate Animalia. Another phylum we're talking about under the invertebrate of Animalia is the Annelida. Annelida are generally regarded as worms with segmented bodies. Let's talk about the characteristics of Annelida. Firstly, like I earlier said, their body is segmented. So one of the first characteristics is that they have segmented body. The second characteristic we'll be talking about is that they have the presence of bristles, and these bristles aid their movement. So once you see Annelida, examples of Annelida, let's say earthworm, you see them moving with a continuous muscle that moves their body toward the direction they intend to go. That muscle is identified as bristles. Another example we'll talk about under the Annelida is the leech. Arthropoda. The arthropoda are generally regarded as the jointed leg animals. They are regarded as the jointed leg animals. They are the largest phylum in the kingdom Animalia, and their body is made up of segments. For instance, we have the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. As a general example, they are mainly exoskeletal. That is, they have external skeletal structure. No skin is covering their skeletal structure. Let's say a question comes this way on arthropod. Which phylum has jointed appendages? Which phylum has jointed appendages? A, mollusca. B, the arthropoda. C, echinodermata. D, Annelida. Which phylum has the most jointed appendages? Drop your answer in the comment section. Another phylum under the invertebrate animals that we are going to be talking about today is the mollusca. The mollusca has a characteristics of soft body, and their body is also divided into head, foot, and their viscous mass. Yeah. So examples of organisms that fall under the mollusca, we have snail, octopus, clam, periwinkle. The question could come this way under mollusca: which of these animal belongs to phylum mollusca? Yeah, snail. Correct. The right answer is snail. So another phylum we're talking about under the invertebrate animal is the echinodermata. The echinodermata are marine animals with radial symmetry. Echinodermata has endoskeleton, that is, their skeleton is inside their body. Examples of echinodermata, we have the urchin, we have the starfish. Let's talk about the vertebrate animal. Now, vertebrate animals are animals that have a backbone in their vertebral column, and they are more complex than the invertebrate animal, and are classified into major classes. And these major classes is what we'll be talking about today in this class as phylum. The first phylum we're talking about here is the species. Characteristics of this species: they are aquatic animal, of course, with gills for breathing. Their body is covered with skin, and a major characteristic of the species is that they are cold-blooded. Now here is the question. It says, which of the following features is associated with species? A, feather; B, scales; C, mammary gland; D, wings. What will be your answer? Drop your answer in the comment section. Now, amphibian is a more specialized animal than species. Now, if you look at this animal I wrote earlier, invertebrates, they are arranged in the order of complexity from the lowest to the highest. Now, we'll be listing any other thing we're leading in order of complexity from the lowest to the highest. Now, amphibians are way higher than the species because they live on both land and on water. Characteristics of these amphibians is that they can live both on land and on water. They have moist skin and they are without scales. They lay eggs. They lay eggs majorly in water. Examples of amphibians: we have frog, toad, and many more, like salamander. Another phylum we'll be talking about under the vertebrate is the reptilia. So one of the characteristics of this reptilia is that unlike the amphibians, they have dry scale and they have dry skin. And the essence of this dry scale and dry skin is to prevent water loss. They also lay eggs on land. Amphibians lay eggs on water. They are cold-blooded. Reptiles are cold-blooded. Examples of reptiles: we have lizard, snake, and turtle. A question could pop up this way. They say reptiles are distinguished by their. So what do we use in knowing reptiles? Is it moist skin? No, reptiles have dry skin and scales. Feather? No, reptiles don't have feather. Dry scale and skin? Correct. So reptiles are known for their dry skin and scale. Mammary gland, feather, and moist skin, we'll talk about it as the class proceeds. Another example of vertebrate under the Animalia, we have aves. We have the aves, and one of their characteristics is that their body is covered with feather, and this feather is what aid them to fly. These ones, unlike reptilia and amphibians, they are warm-blooded. And the last on our list of vertebrates under Animalia, the last phylum we'll be talking about is the Mammalia. So one of the characteristics is that they are warm-blooded. So they are a continuation of the hierarchy of warm-blooded, and they also have hair. So most times their females used to have mammary gland, so for breastfeeding their young ones, because they give rise to their young ones alive without laying eggs. Another characteristic of this mammal is that they exhibit internal fertilization. That is, the gamete of the male and the female happens inside the female. Examples of mammalias: we have, of course, human, which is you. We have lion, whale. Note, whale is also a mammal. What distinguishes mammals from other vertebrates is the presence of scale, which is wrong. Mammals don't have scale. Lay eggs? No, mammals don't lay egg. Mammary gland, and somebody else below there wrote feather. So we'll choose our answer, which is the mammary gland.